Good afternoon. President Bongbong Marcos is reviving the Task Force El Nino in anticipation of the weather phenomenon that is expected to cause drought and dry spells in different parts of the country. Secretary Gibo Teodoro chairs the task force as the head of the Department of National Defense. He confirms the revival of the Task Force El Nino after a cabinet meeting presided over by Marcos on Tuesday. According to him, Executive Order Number 16, which created the task force in 2001, was amended in accordance with the National Action Plan submitted by the National Economic and Development Authority. Task Force Co-Chair Secretary Renato Solidum Jr. also announces that the latest assessments from the Department of Science and Technology and Pag-asa showed that the peak of the drought and dry spells due to El Nino would be in April 2024 and not May as initially reported.
So yun po yung pagbabago. The drought will peak again April 2024 with 63 provinces possibly experiencing drought condition and 12 provinces experiencing the dry spell condition.
Pag-asa characterizes El Nino as the unusual rise in average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern equatorial Pacific, resulting in warmer waters. As an effect, below normal rainfall is expected, which can cause dry spells and droughts in several areas. Solidum notes that only the Caraga region and some parts of the Davao region might not experience any of these effects.
Now, in terms of the drought, which would peak during April, the provinces that are not affected by either the drought or dry spell would be the Caraga area and some parts of the Davao region on the eastern side of Mindanao. All the rest are mostly drought or dry spell.
The Colorado Supreme Court rules that former U.S. President Donald Trump cannot appear on the state's ballot in next year's presidential election because of his role in the attack on the U.S. Capitol by his supporters. The 4-3 ruling from the Colorado Supreme Court makes Trump the first presidential candidate in the U.S. history to be deemed ineligible for the White House. According to the court, a provision of the U.S. Constitution bars officials who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding office. The Colorado court concludes that the U.S. Constitution bars Trump from appearing on the ballot because of his role instigating violence at the Capitol on January 6, 2021. The ruling applies only to Colorado's March 5 Republican primary, but its conclusion could affect Trump's status in the state for the November 5 general election. Trump vows to appeal the ruling to the U.S. Supreme Court. Railway services in Metro Manila will have extended hours from December 20 to 23. Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista says the extended operating hours of trains are intended to meet the needs of passengers during the Christmas rush. In the Metro Rail Transit Line 3, the last trip at North Avenue Station will be extended to 10:30 p.m., while the last trip from Taft Avenue will be at 11:05 p.m. From December 20 to 22, Light Rail Transit Line 1 is extending the last trip leaving Baclaran Station to 10:45 p.m., while the last train from Fernando Poe Jr. Station will be at 11 p.m. On December 23, the last LRT-1 train is scheduled to depart from Baclaran Station at 10:30 p.m. and Fernando Poe Jr. Station at 10:45 p.m. In Light Rail Transit Line 2, the last trip in Antipolo Station will be at 10 p.m., while the last trip from Recto Station will be 10:30 p.m. Meanwhile, for the Philippine National Railways, the last trip in Tutuban Station is extended to 11:11 p.m., while the last trip in Alabang Station will be at 11:18 p.m. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. President Bongbong Marcos revives Task Force El Nino as threat of drought looms. Former U.S. President Donald Trump barred from Colorado ballot for role in attack on U.S. Capitol. And the railway services in Metro Manila extends operating hours from December 20 to 23. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.